All right, there we go. I just want to make sure if everybody can hear me and see me okay. Well, thank you, Akash, for
Yes,
that.
we can.
Lovely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, to members of Toastmasters and future Toastmasters, hopefully, welcome to this presentation. It's an honor for me to be able to share this knowledge with you. And today we're going to talk about something that is very, very crucial and a very trending topic all the times. And that is, how do we lead successful projects? Now, think about it for a minute. Everywhere in your everyday life, no matter what you're doing, you are part of a project. I don't think there's anybody in this room who has been in some sort of a corporate environment and has not been part of something of a project. Even your daily tasks or whatever you're doing, even making your morning coffee run is a project, to be honest. So project is something that is very trending and overall going on. And we're going to cover a little bit about how we can excel in that using the skills that Toastmasters teaches us. Now, just a little bit about me as well. Going further, I graduated from information systems in IT from University of Bahrain as well. So information systems basically sits right in the middle between the business and the IT, the technical side of things, and they make the two talk to each other. Fresh out of university, I was lucky enough to be involved in an ERP implementation of a 1 million dinar business across Saudi. And that was a real eye opener for me as to how projects really work and to be working in a proper project governance structure and project management. So a lot of my project management knowledge that comes from that experience as well. I am currently undertaking my PMP exam as well, and PMP asked me to accepted my application and asked me to go ahead and give the exam. So hopefully that will be coming in as well. And overall, throughout my journey, I have been involved in various successful professional and nonprofit projects as well. So today we're just going to talk about a little bit of a history foundation to set it up. What makes a project manager successful? What can Toastmasters do for you throughout? And a couple of lessons learned that I would like to share with you through my experience of managing and leading projects and project teams as well. So historically speaking, project management has been a part of our lives since the beginning of time. God created the heavens and the earth in 7 days. That was a 7 day project, so overall, the Great Pyramids of Giza to the construction of the Great Wall of China, all the way to 1969 when PMI started as an organization, all of project management has been a part of our history, our culture, and our civilization. It's just that in the later part of the 19th century and the 20th century is where we started putting terms to it and standardizing it a bit more. What I'm going to be sharing more of the knowledge comes from my learning and experience from Project Management Institute, because that is a standard for project management across the world as well. And that organization was formed in 1969. And the idea was for people to basically come together and sort of try and standardize what goes on in the world of project management. In 1998, they wrote a book called Project Management Book of Knowledge, which was then adopted as a standard by IEEE, an American National Institute as well of standards. But in 2020, a change occurred. You see, historically speaking, PMP and projects were usually just aviation-based projects, industry-based projects, these oil and gas construction, things that would run for years with millions and billions of dollars of budget. And they were very traditional. They used to have the scope ready, they used to have technical knowledge ready as well, and it would require approximately about 50% of soft skills. But then the Project Management Institute started realizing that majority of the projects that actually happen in the world are IT, entertainment, marketing, daily, every day-to-day things. And there is when agile approach was introduced as well, which required 90% of the soft skills. Now, agile, we're going to touch upon a bit later as well, but it was a new method in which everybody's equal, everybody's coming further, and it is basically not a traditional way of doing things. It's rather quick, responsive, and how we can collaborate and do things further as well. And that required 90% soft skills as well. The shift that led to was that the whole project management professional exam, which is a standard for project management in the world, changed from all of these domains of knowledge, which is initiating, planning, executing, monitoring, and control, to people, processes, and business environment. What this did was basically send a very clear message that PMI was sending out, and people knew about it, but it just solidified, is that project management is actually people management. Who is involved in a project? It is the stakeholders, the project teams, and all of the processes that are performed by people. So that soft skill even became more important as agile approach was adopted, as other things were going in further as well. So project management at its very core is actually people management. Now, let's brainstorm here for a little bit as well. What, in your opinion, all of us, majority of us at least, have been part of successful project? Let's put 30 seconds on the clock and tell me, what is a successful project? What makes a successful project? Put them down in the chat. Achieving its KPIs, getting the work done, delivering it on time and quality, meeting deadlines, teamwork, when it meets its goals at the time of implementation, best plan. I like all of that, yes, because project in its essence is you achieving a certain target, a certain goal, and it's temporary. It has to be temporary. It has to have a start date. It has to have an end date. So what makes a successful project? All of what you're saying is very right. But there's one comment that comes in where all are happy at the end. And I'm going to pick on that just a little bit as well. All right, next up, what in your opinion makes a successful project manager? Now, you know what makes a successful project. The one who's leading the project, and all of you dig down into your experiences. What makes a successful project manager? 30 seconds on the clock, let's go. Very well. How you make your team, client, and vendors happy, getting the work done at the end, even with all the odds, motivating the team, and people are happy. Job well done. Being a team player, controlling cash flow, that is an important one. Absolutely, yes, but not what I was looking for indeed. Now you see the difference that just came in. When you're talking about project manager, the whole shift focuses from objectives, KPIs, results to people, being a team player, knowing the vision, making sure that the team is happy. And all of these are absolutely correct. But a successful project at the end of the day is a combination of these two things as well, where people are happy, where all the stakeholders are happy, where all the objectives of the project are achieved as well. So according to PMI, and let's look into some research now, in order for us to know what the factors of success are, let's look at some factors of failure. According to a research from the PMI library published in 2011, people factor is ranked number one why projects fail. The processes of the project, if they're not correct, that's why they fail. And project communication, if it's not proper, the project fails. So in order for us to know what needs to be successful, this is what we have to look at. We have to ensure that the people of the project are in coherence. They know each other. There's a synergy within the team. The processes that you're doing, and that's where all your due diligence and all your project charters, business documents, project plan documents come in. And then the communication within the team, internal and external, is right. According to Indeed.com, which is one of the biggest job hunting websites as well, these are the top 5 of the top 20 skills that are needed for project managers in specific. That is, on the core is communication, which is followed by leadership, organization, negotiation, and team management. Think about this for a minute. On the core, it's not achieving objectives by the project manager. It's not, oh, he has to make sure that money is budget, it's under budget. No, nothing of that sort. It is communication, it is leadership, organization, negotiation, and team management. Agile, once again, as I mentioned, is a new approach which was introduced in the early 2000s, solidified in the early 2010s, and it has the following pillars, among others, and that is communication at the core, servant leadership. Think about that. Collaboration, emotional intelligence, where we talk about kindness, empathy, transparency, coaching, mentoring, which is also something called a Scrum Master, and continuous learning throughout your phases of the project as well as you're part of one team or the other or the other. So all of these are skills that are required for you as an individual to lead the team on a successful mission. That is the project objective. Now, all of these skills we are aware of now. let's see how Toastmasters can help you out in achieving all of these things as well. Ladies and gentlemen, presenting to you Pathways. This is the educational platform that Toastmasters teaches you, which you will be a part of as you're going further into it. Now think about this for a minute. We already established that communication is required. Leadership skills are required. Negotiation, time management, team management, all of these skills are required for the team. And right over here, the core competencies that we have is public speaking, interpersonal communication, strategic leadership, management, and confidence. And that is taught to you through 11 paths, through various opportunities that you would have as a dynamic leader, effective coach, innovative planning, team collaboration, visionary communication, and all of these are a part of what you're going to be developing in a safe environment within the world of Toastmasters. So the skills that you need to be a successful project manager and the skills that Toastmasters teaches you already coincide to a greater extent. Now, the skills that you learn otherwise in Toastmasters as well is how to conduct effective meetings, how to practice time management skills, how to enhance your listening skills, sharpen your presentation skills. It boosts your team collaboration because you're always working in a team environment. It guides successful teams and takes and implements feedback. Now, these are the skills that you're gaining. Aren't these the skills that, in your opinion, from your experience being a project member or a leader, that you need for a successful project? I'm hoping that you all answered yes. Now, communication and leadership are the two pillars of Toastmasters International. It gives you so many opportunities in terms of communication. Our previous presenter just covered some of those as well, where you're speaking in every meeting and not just delivering speeches, but doing different roles as well. And then in terms of leadership, you get the chance to lead a club. You get the chance to give feedback, implement feedback, coach people, mentor people throughout as well. You become a president of a club. You can go all the way up to different levels and practice leadership in a safe, developing, self-help environment. Toastmasters is known for making, if you ever make a mistake, we will clap for you, because that's the environment that it is. Imagine the skills that you need for being a project manager, and imagine you having a place where you can actually implement and practice those skills as well. And that is where successful projects really come into play as well. Because Toastmasters as an organization is where leaders are made, and the tagline and the mission that Toastmasters has is that we empower individuals to become more effective leaders and communicators. That's it. That is what you need to become a successful project manager. Now, let's do a little exercise. We have a little bit of time over here as well. It's like, you wish to develop your team spirit and improve team atmosphere. Which paths do you select? Let's put that in the chat. You guys can see the screen. Once again, you wish to develop your team spirit and improve your team atmosphere. Which paths do you select? So many, but you can go ahead with team collaboration and strategic relationships that will specifically help you out. You're having troubles convincing your team of the project direction and inspiring them to action. Which paths do you select? Convincing your team of the project direction, inspiring them to action. Let's take a quick second. Dynamic leadership, yes. Engaging humor could be a unique way of looking at that as well. You can go with visionary communication, motivational strategies, persuasive influence, effective coaching. All of these can help you communicate your message to your team as well. And you want your team to be more creative and embrace the out-of-the-box thinking. Which paths do you select? So out-of-the-box thinking, be more creative. You can go with innovative planning and dynamic leadership. Now, the lessons learned that I would like to share within the next 2 to 3 minutes, which is a task on its own, is always have a proper vision and the direction for your project as well. A lot of the projects fail because they do not know where they're going. So they end up in a place where they don't like as well. Setting clear, crystal objectives for your team is, once you've set that, you need to lead, mentor, and coach your team through those objectives as well. And you need to trust, assess, and follow up with your team as much as you can. Coffee over conflicts is something that I'm a huge fan of. Anything that comes in can be discussed over coffee as well. Catch your team doing something right. More often than not, we try to catch our team members doing something wrong. Oh, you did this wrong. You need to do this right. Catch them doing something right. Appreciate that, enhance that, magnify that. Regular intro retrospective intervals. I know that's a bit of a mouthful, but introspective, look at how you're doing. Retrospective, look at how far the team has come, what has happened in the past, what has been happening. So put some perspective onto those thoughts as well, and always celebrate the little big things that you have. Hard skills are easy, soft skills are hard. And Toastmaster International is there to help you out, enhance and develop your soft skills that are so very necessary for today's job and the careers that you all would choose to go for as well. It's been a pleasure speaking to you. These are my contact details. Would love to have a chat if anybody is up for it. With this, back to you, Master of Ceremonies.
Thank you very much, DTM Khurram. Wonderful. Really enjoyable.